the challenge to all of you young architects, because I want you to think, how can you become sustainable designers to sustain you and your children on this earth?
The point is that when you talk about the market and you look at the malls which are made,
Yes.
if you look at the mall which is made here or anywhere now,
Yes.
and if you go to the souk in Isfahan,
Yeah.
which is better? Which gives you satisfaction? You cannot go buy, pay the money and walk away.
Yeah.
In that place you go, you sit down, you talk, and then he bargains, and then he gives you chai, and then something happens, and then the stories begin and you become friends.
Happiness.
And friendship,
Yes.
love.
And kindness.
That's right. So that is spirituality.
So context is very essential physically, we know that. It's also important in the non-tangible ways, in the non-physical ways. But it's more difficult to see, and it takes more work to understand, because you can't understand cultural context completely in your head. You have to taste the food, you have to have meals with people just to see how do they interact in a meal. How are the families
I think
structured?
we have to feel it.
You have to feel it, exactly. You have a sense about what it's like.
Mix that has affected our architecture and culture is a mix of cultures. Being from the Saudi part, from Najd, there's a lot of tribes came to these shores, and the travelers, they had influence from Persia. They were going back and forth for trading. But Basra and Iraq had influence, India because of the trading, and even Zanzibar from Africa, also due to the trading, and Oman.
Sustainable urbanism, social equity, nature, and the sublime.
As owners, we are very concerned about the culture, about the environment, about the geography of what's happening around us.
The question is, can you really ever explain architecture theoretically? How do you do that? How do you explain it emotionally? And how do you explain it phenomenologically? How do you explain it as you experience it?
The challenge is, at this state, when we have so much income, how can we take this with a vision and build more culturally relevant, environmentally suited cities and buildings?
If you go to Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman and United Arab Emirates, you will see all the culture in architect.
Fineness of execution of work, not only craftsmen doing that, but the architect also has to detail it, and the architect also has to state the purpose of putting it there.
The Persian carpet is one of those artifacts which gives meaning to our life and connects us to our glorious past.
How Persians or how Iranians live, how they gather together, how they use space, how they occupy space.
continuation of our activity at the 2A head office, we are starting to make a movie about architecture.
What factors should be considered when a sustainable urban planning is to be executed?
Credit system, regardless if it's spontaneous, if it's there's no respect to the context.
We want to acknowledge the quality of the 2A magazine that actually has impressed people here in North America, at least. Beautiful magazine, very well edited and very well produced. Beautiful images, very thoroughly done. So I want to congratulate you and your team for doing that.